A little bit ago, I made a video covering the glitch Pokemon of Gold and Silver, but I left out one category of Pokemon because they are special. Those Pokemon require a particular glitch to be able to view them within the game, and those Pokemon were the Glitch Unown. I'll cover that glitch and those Pokemon starting now. First thing we need to do to be able to view these glitch Pokemon is get the unknown portion of the Pokédex filled out. Best way to do that is to solve a puzzle in the ruins of Alph and catch at least 3 different types of unknown. After that, and exiting the ruins, this scientist here will take you and update your Pokédex and give you the unknown portion of it. Now that that's taken care of, we are able to view the glitch Pokemon now. The best way to do that is go to the Pokédex. Once on the main screen, press select to view unknown mode. You can see the different types that we have caught. This will be useful for when we actually are able to view the glitch versions of these Pokemon. Now that that's taken care of, let me show you the glitch that we're going to utilize to be able to view these Pokemon. This glitch Pokemon here will allow us to do this glitch. I'll go more into that in a second, but first let's check out this Butterfree I have here. This is the other Pokemon that's going to be important. Its defensive stat decides what index of unknown we'll see. So you saw that it was 16. And now I'm going to go over how the glitch works and what it is. You'll also notice here that I have walk through walls active while doing this glitch. It's not a big deal, it just makes it tricky to use the PC. Just disregard it. The glitch that allows us to view these glitch versions of unknown is the 5 question marks party overloading glitch, which can be done by either using glitch Pokemon 5 question marks index 000 or FF. I'm going to be using index FF. And when using move Pokemon without mail, you're able to put Pokemon into your party because the game doesn't realize that we have a full party already, which is required. You need to have either index 00 or FF at the top of your party, then 5 beneath it, and then have the 5th Pokemon in your party have the certain special stat that you want, and then add 5 Pokemon via this method. Apparently you're able to use the move method by just putting 1 in your party and then withdraw from there if you wanted. I'm not going to do that here. So if we view our Pokemon party, it's actually full, so I'm going to pass on that for a moment. We're actually just going to view our unknown. So here's the Pokédex. You can see that it actually messes up our current seen and registered Pokemon. So don't do that if you have a complete Pokédex, it'll throw it off. You can see here it's kind of strange. But that's not the primary motivation of this glitch. It's actually to be able to change what we'll see on the unknown mode. So once we go into there, we'll actually see the unknown that corresponds to P. That is because P is actually the 16th letter in the alphabet, which is the reason why we get that when we have an index number of 16. So I'm going to reload and try this again, but this time we're going to have a different number for our defensive stat, and I'm going to be using this Rhydon here, because Rhydon has a decent defense. I'm just going to level up a couple times and show different index numbers for its defense. I also want to show you here that I'm using a different file, so I had different unknown registered in the unknown mode. Thankfully I have a bottomless pit of rare candies, so it'll be easy to level up the Rhydon here. And the next one we are going to do is index 39 or defensive stat of 39. And so there we go, going to perform the glitch the same way I did the first time. So I've got to access the PC, except Joey, the youngster, is going to get in the way and tell us about his amazing Rattata and how he used it to beat another tough Rattata. Ooh, good for you, Joey. Anyway, so I'm going to struggle with trying to access the PC, thanks to walk through walls. Going to go into there, and I'll show it again, maybe one more time after this, how to do this method again. So you have to start it off, to my knowledge, by using the move Pokemon without mail. You're going to save the game each time. But as long as you do this at least once by switching over pretty much any Pokemon from the box to the party, you can then withdraw from that point. Also should mention that you do not want to use any Pokemon that you want to keep. Basically use invaluable Pokemon. Just Pokemon that you don't need. Just they're going to go to waste, they're going to get transformed. Just don't worry about it. And it's nice in this game you can clone Pokemon easily. So you can just get multiples that way. So there we go, once again it's all set up. So let's see what we get this time. Huh, that was kind of odd. Alright, the next index we're going to be using is index 42. You can see there by the defensive Rhydon. I'm also going to mention now that unfortunately we are just seeing these glitch Pokemon. There's no legitimate way, even through glitching, to obtain the actual Glitch Unown. The only way it's possible, supposedly, is using Game Genie, where you can get these Pokemon as usable Pokemon, the Glitch Unown. So that's one downside of this, but that's just what it is. If you guys are interested in me trying that out, maybe let me know. I might give it a shot. I don't know too much about how it works, but if you guys want to see it, I'll try it. Another thing I should mention is that this method isn't even possible in Pokemon Crystal. This is actually only doable in Gold and Silver. Once again, we're going to do this again where we switch over Pokemon to our party to overload it. It does take a bit of time to set this up and do it on repeat. That's an interesting look for number 42. And on that note, I'm actually going to put on screen when this screen shows up what index number it is. So like there'll be a little 42 underneath that Pokemon sprite. So let's try another one. Index 47 is going to be the next one we're going to try. So this will probably be the final time that I'm going to show the setup of transferring Pokemon over and overloading the party, just because it's going to get very repetitive very quick. Another thing it's important to mention, I'll say it now, that some of these indexes will actually produce what's called a glitch dimension, and I don't think it's this one, but it's actually the next one that I'll go over that, because after viewing it in the Pokédex using the unknown mode, it kind of corrupts a couple of things. Like I think even the Pokédex actually changes too. It could possibly do that. Sometimes everything's blank, it'll be a certain Pokemon that repeats. And you'll notice very quickly, now that I think about it, there's actually one in particular where the unknown mode will disappear after viewing it. So there is index 47. I don't believe this is one that does it, so I'm not going to worry about that just now. But essentially, look forward to that, because after even leaving the screen, like even the Pokemon Center will be a little messed up. We're actually going to go into our party now, and you can see that it is filled, and it kind of reminds you of Super Glitch from Generation 1. You saw there is actually a poison Pokemon. So just like in Gen 1, let's heal our Pokemon. Because we do technically have more than 6 Pokemon, we should have 11. Nothing too serious happens that time, but it didn't actually heal our Pokemon, or at least the ones down beneath. You can see there, like number 7 it might have been. We can glance through these really quick. Something interesting I saw earlier is once we get to the actual glitch Pokemon that are additional. These are the ones that I actually like, withdrew and put in the party. But it's down at the bottom. Like here's the weird one. I believe it's after this where we get the one that I'm talking about. The item. That was pretty neat. So yeah, right there, status Pokerus, which is pretty cool. That's actually a pretty rare thing you can see in this game, which is a real thing. It's very rare, even more rare than getting shiny Pokemon. But as you can see here, things get very messed up in your party, and we'll investigate this further at a later time, but that's not actually important right now. So we're going to move on to another index. Well, actually, I withdrew some more Pokemon, so let's check this out really quick. So I think I have 24 Pokemon, if I did my math correctly, because that was like 18, if you will. That's pretty neat. Alright, index 49. It's going to start getting to the point where I'm just going to start making cuts straight to the unknown. So like I'll show the index number and then just cut to the Pokédex entry of the Glitch Unown. Alright, here's what I get for index 49. Looks pretty neat. Here's what I get for index 50. Alright, the next one, index 52, is going to be kind of special. The reason why I'm choosing these numbers is just completely up to whatever it falls on for Rhydon as it levels up. I didn't handpick anything in particular. The ones that I did get, if they weren't interesting, I chose not to show those. Or they just straight up crashed the game. So yeah, anyway, let's see what we get with 52. So yeah, index 52 is kind of fun. If you're familiar with crashes in Generation 1, it looks like the game crashed, but it's not actually the case. That was just a sprite. But when we back out, you can see there what I mentioned earlier where it said Sunflora in the Pokédex, and it just made the game reset and it kind of blew up. This is an example of a glitch dimension, as I mentioned earlier, so the game just... It looks like someone just took a paintbrush or like a bucket of paint and just threw it all over the game and just said, looks good. But functionally the game is about the same. If I leave the Pokemon Center, the colors will actually kind of revert back to what it was. But everything's kind of back to how it was after I last saved. So everything's already set up and my party's actually massive, so if I go in there the game will crash more than likely. Not too worried about it though. We can look at the unknown again, but it actually crashed the game too. So anyway, we're just going to move on to the next index. Okay, so index 59. At this point, things are just going to be kind of rapid fire. I'm not even going to show the index number at this point. It's just going to be the Pokemon's... what the Glitch Unown looks like in the Pokédex. And then the index number for it is going to show up beneath it. So it's just going to be rapid fire from there to there. And then at one point, there's another effect that we'll see, so I'll pick back up there once it shows up. Alright, this index 121, does some pretty fun things once you leave. You'll see there that the Pokédex was actually empty, and we are now, like, in the void. It's funny, there's, like, nothing here besides NPC than us. And since I have walked through walls, I'm actually able to navigate this area, which is pretty nice. We can kind of just chill around and hang out here. I'm going to show one more after this, so let's see it. Alright, the final one I'm going to show for this video is index 129. This is obviously not all the Glitch Unown that we can see, and there's plenty more. It goes all the way up to 255, so if you guys want to see that, let me know, because I can easily do it again. Maybe be able to optimize a little bit differently. Maybe I can go through some of the ones I missed using a different Pokemon. It's pretty easy to do. I'm actually going to redo the one for index 121. I'm just going to make a cut to that now, actually. Here we are back in the void, and anyway, this is going to conclude this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider rating it well. That'll show me I should keep making videos like this. I should continue the part 2. Once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. But first, we have a little secret. Ooh, healing in the void, how pretty. Alright, see you guys.